Today we'll dive into blocking, that unique skill where the player tries to be in the right place at the right time to stop the opponent's oncoming attack. But we won't just talk about hands above the net. As in previous episodes, we'll take a different perspective, that of conditioning. After all, what would a block be without the legs that carry it there and the strong core that supports the arms in the air? A spiked ball travels over 100 kilometers per hour, as if it were determined to break through a wall. And we want to stop it with a block. A living wall? Well then, there's no other way. We have to reinforce the body thoroughly and seriously.
Let's start from the ground, with the legs. No surprise there, since every block begins with a jump. We already covered this thoroughly when we looked at spiking, so today we won't reinvent the wheel. We'll just show a few simple exercises. This time we're focusing on vertical jumps from a standing position. No approach, no fancy footwork, just raw power and explosiveness. And who will guide us as we move from light, low-impact exercises to serious weight training? None other than Georg Grozer, who's currently preparing for another season, this time in China. And trust us, when he trains, it's not just any session. It's a true lesson in volleyball dedication and integrity.
Two clips from the World Championship final between Italy and Bulgaria bring us to a crucial chapter, strengthening the core. Yes, the hands can work magic above the net, but without proper support, a single spike can easily break through. Don't worry, we'll get to the arms. But it all starts in the middle, where the body finds its calm and strength. Without a solid core, blocking would be nothing more than an acrobatic stunt in the air.
That's why we start training the core from a young age, first through games, laughter, and movement they enjoy, and later then come the exercises that start to burn a little and even hurt. But there's no way around it. Without them, no defensive wall would ever rise above the net.
Most of these exercises have a single goal, to teach players how to create what's called the blocker's hook in the air. That slightly curved body shape resembling a hook or a hanger actually forms the solid foundation of the entire defensive wall. It may look elegant, almost like a sculpture, but behind that sculpture lies a lot of sweat and the hard work of muscles keeping everything in place.
And this is what the hook looks like in practice. First in its child version, with 11-year-olds whose bodies are still learning to respond. Then in the hands of masters who can stiffen midair into such a perfect form you'd almost want to applaud. The same principle, just a few more years of training and experience.
When jumping to block, the body must hold together like a well-tuned machine. And that famous blocker's hook, which provides support for the arms, isn't magic. It's the result of honest muscle work. Transversus abdominis, external and internal obliques, gluteus maximus, serratus anterior, lower trapezius, and of course the small but tireless multifidi. Each one has its job, and the moment one slacks off, the whole machine struggles. The legs and core have done their part. Takeoff, stabilization, done. Now it's time for the arms, the ones that actually block. And where does the ease come from, with which players like Argentina's loser build a wall against the spike? How does a simple arm raise become a masterful act that stops both the ball and the breath of the audience? That's exactly where we're heading now.
Surprised? Don't be. That masterful act we mentioned isn't built on miracles. It's built on solid foundations, on arms and hands that can first withstand a teammate's hit, then a rubber ball impact, and finally a real spike over the net. But be careful, it's not just about strength. The correct arm angle also matters, that silent geometry of the block. And this is where we uncover the essence of it all. On one hand, teaching the body proper technique. On the other, reinforcing it to withstand everything, the opponent, the pressure, and its own limits. Stopping the ball from crossing into our home court, in other words blocking, isn't exactly the most sexy skill for young boys and girls. No dazzling spikes, no glory for scoring points. You might block the ball 3 times per match if you're good. But you know what? Those who block with energy and commitment show more than just technique. They show character. The courage to step into the path of a ball flying like a missile and say to it, despite the risk, not this way. And so we're back to training, where everything begins. It's time to remind ourselves what we need to watch for, to make sure the arms do exactly what they should when blocking. The journey isn't short, but it's a fascinating one. And when we add the fact that the current world champions, Italy, are blocking better than anyone else, well then we're not just facing a challenge, we're looking at a beautiful source of inspiration.
And that's why we offer you one more set of exercises, the kind that help build a true shield above the net. It is this shield around which the entire defense against the opponent's attack is built, in the spirit of the proud motto, "You're not getting through here, my friend." Sometimes that fiery grenade from the other side of the net simply breaks through the block. We can't be perfect. This is sport, and the opponent wants to win just as badly as we do. But no mistake appears out of nowhere. Every mistake has a reason. That's why we also have to prepare the wrists and fingers, the silent heroes of the block, so they can hold their ground in battle.
Let's recall those classic exercises with a small dumbbell or a TheraBand. The tried and true routines we already know from the episode about spiking. This time we're building on them. We'll add a few new variations designed to prepare the fingers for battle. The last line of defense above the net, often deciding whether the ball stays with the opponent or lands on our side. To close, we've saved a few exercises that remind us volleyball isn't just about strength, it's also about injury prevention. Yes, we're talking about the landing after a block, a moment the player often manages instinctively. But that's exactly where stability plays a key role, coming from a firm 3-point foot support. We should integrate this into our training as diligently as we do jumps and blocks. And that's all for today. Good luck building your shield above the net.